Okay, so our question asks, solve the given system of equations in two variables by any method. So first things first, what I want to do is get rid of these fractions. To do that, I need to find a number that 8, 6, and 2 go into. So notice I am asking all the denominators, right? So 8, 6, and 2. A number that 8, 6, and 2 go into. It's not going to be 16 because 6 is not going to 16, but it will be 24, right? 8 goes into 24 3 times, 6 goes into 24 4 times, and 2 goes into 24 12 times. So that's going to be the number I'm going to multiply this whole thing by. So multiply by 24. Okay? And then I'm going to go to the bottom one, do this in a different color. The bottom one, I need to find a number that 4, 6, and since even though I don't have a number at the bottom, I'm just going to assume it's 1. Any whole number is always over 1. So a number that 4, 6, and 1 go into. Well, if I know my factors, I know that 12, right? 6 goes into 12 2 times, and 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 1 goes into 12 12 times, right? So that's what I'm going to put here. I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 12, okay? And then I'm going to do this underneath it. Yeah, I'm going to do it underneath it. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 12 by every single one of those fractions with those variables and the fraction on the outside of the equal sign, okay? I'll go back to my original color, so I get first. (24 over 1 times 1 over 8 times x, right? Plus 24 over 1 times 1 over 6 times y equals 1/2 times 24 over 1. Okay? Let me just reverse this really fast, just so we have a cohesive thing going on. Okay. I just switched them. So now we're going to multiply everything out, right? How many times is 8 going to 24? 3 times, right? So I'm going to cancel out my 24. I'm going to leave a 3 up here. Now I'm going to multiply 3 times 1. I get 3x. And then 1 times 1 I get, because there's a 1 here after all. So I get a 3 up here times a 1 and a 1 times a 1. So I get 3x. Now I'm going to go to the next one. How many times is 6 going to 24? 4 times, so this 24 cancels out to reduces to become a 4, and this 6 reduces to become a 1. So 4 times 1, I get a 4, 1 times 1, I just get 1, any number over 1 is just a whole numbers, or y. I'm going to go to my last one. How many times does 2 go into 24? 12 times. I'm just going to reduce to a 1. So 12 times 1, I get 12, and 1 times 1, I just get 1. So, perfect. Okay, now I'm going to go to my next one. I'm going to multiply 12 by every single one of those, so let's write it out. 12 over 1 times 1 over 4 times x. Then I get negative 1 over 6 times, let's keep it cohesive, 12 over 1 times 1 over 6 y equals negative 2, keep it cohesive again, 12 over 1 times negative 2. Okay, 12 over 1 times negative 2. That 20 was a little miswording, sorry. Okay, so let's go on. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did up top, right? So 4 goes into 12 3 times, so this reduces to a 3, and this reduces to 1, so I get 3x. 6 goes into 12 2 times, this reduces to a 2, this reduces to a 1, so I get negative 2y. And negative 2, since there's just a 1 down here, so 12 times 12, 1 goes into 12 12 times, so it's just 12 times 2, and I get negative 24. Okay. So from here, what I want to do is I want to start canceling stuff out, right? So I can either go elimination or substitution. If I look at both of my new equations, I notice that x is the exact same number, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use elimination. So I'm going to rewrite them up here, same color. So 3, so this is 1, this is 2, so 1 is going to be written up here. I'm going to write it in red, 3x plus 4y equals 12, and then I'm going to write 2 right underneath it. 3x minus 2y equals negative 24. Okay, so what I want to do, if I want to do elimination, is I need one a positive, one a negative, and I need them to be the same number. Well, I already have that with x. Now I just need one of them to be positive and one of them to be negative. So I'm going to multiply my second one times negative 1. Right? Okay, so I'm going to rewrite my bottom one. I'm going to rewrite my top one right underneath. Put a little squiggly line to break it up. So 3x plus 4y equals 12. Multiply it by negative 1, I get negative 3x. Remember, I'm going to multiply it to every single one, so plus 2y and plus, or equals, sorry, positive 24. Okay, then from here, I'm going to add everything up. So my x's cancel out like I wanted them to. My 4 plus 2 becomes 6y equals 24 plus, 12 plus 24, I get 36. From here, I'm going to divide by 6, right, because I want to get y alone. And I get y equals 6. Now I'm going to take this number and I'm going to plug it into 1 or 2. So let's do that. Let's use a different color. Let's use light blue. Okay, I'm going to take this y equals 6 and I'm going to plug it into one of my equations. I'm just going to plug it into number 1. Okay, so number 1, I have number 1. I'm going to write it down just so I have a reference. Remember, y is my 6. I already figured that out, so I'm going to substitute it in. Okay, from here I'm going to multiply it out. 4 times 6, I get 24 equals 12, and then I'm just going to bring down my 3x plus 24. From here I'm going to move my 24 over. So I get 3x equals negative 12, right? And then divide by 3, and I get x equals negative 4. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh, we're done, yay! But we still have one more thing. We have to put it into an ordered pair. So, my ordered pair is going to be, we're going to do this in light red. Negative 4, comma, 6. And that would be my solution to this set of system of equations. And this is how we did it using elimination.